We got our seeds. Alright everybody, welcome to this episode of The Urban Gardener, and one of the things we're going to be doing today is getting our seeds started. Now pepper seeds I like to get started right after the new year, sometime in the beginning of January. I had a really crazy new year this year, so getting those seeds started is going to happen more like the beginning of February. That's where we are now. We're going to plant around somewhere close to 200 different seeds. From there we probably won't get that many plants. We'll be picking the best plants as we go along. We'll narrow them down to probably about 30 plants or so, I think, by the time we get down to our final batch in a couple of months. But this is how the whole process gets started. Come along, we'll get this going. Basically what we got here is my seed station, and it's a basic setup: PVC, some chain to hold up the shop lights. They're just fluorescents. I got some mylar material to help with some reflecting. But with peppers, when I get started with those, one of the things that you're going to need with peppers to increase your germination rate and to get them to kind of pop up a little bit faster than what they normally would if you just grew them out anywhere else, set them out like you would in any of your other plants. They take weeks to come up sometimes. So one of the ways to really help that along is to provide some sort of heating or something. Now you can go online and you can buy heating mats for plants and whatnot, but I find that to be pretty spendy. I keep looking at those things thinking, oh, that'd be great, but just not in my budget, basically. So what I basically do is that one of the great things about growing peppers or getting things started is they start right after the new year, so it's right around the time you're taking down all those Christmas trees and Christmas lights and everything, and you just basically hold it a little bit aside and you stick them up between. What I have is, what I tried a couple of years ago was a heating blanket, and I didn't find that to be a consistent type of heat to keep them warmed up right. But putting these Christmas lights between these two here gave enough insulation to give it a pretty good consistent amount of heat across. And I've tried this now a couple of years and had some really great success with that. So hopefully, as we get to see in the next couple of weeks or so, see how that kind of works out for us this year. I'm hoping that it stays consistent. This has worked out really well. But warming them up is really a great idea for your pepper seeds. I mean, it's just going to get you going. And like, it's for me, as I said, is I'm already kind of getting started a little bit late this year. Had a little busy new year this last January, a lot of things going on. So trying to get things set up and getting started really had to be kind of pushed back a little bit. So it's really going to benefit me just a little bit more to be able to get a good start or get these to come up as quick as I possibly can. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to get these filled out with our seed starting mix, and we're going to then plant our pepper seeds, and let's get that sort of thing started. So we got our seed starting mix here. It's nice and moist and ready to get started filling out the 6-packs. So we're going to go ahead and kind of get that started up here, and then we'll fill out all of the rest of them. But basically, I just like to make sure that these 6-packs are filled pretty decently. You don't want to pack them way too hard, but you do want to give your roots something to grow into. So, just kind of a nice little pat down for each of them should be good. Get that started there. So we have that set up, and what we'll do is repeat this for the rest of the whole process there, and then when that gets finished, we'll go ahead and put our pepper seeds into our 6-packs. soil set up into our 6 packs. We are all set to start getting seeds into these, and then we'll water them down, lower our lights, and then these babies will be ready to get going.
All right, so we've got the seed station all set up. It's ready to go for our seeds. So now what we got to do is kind of break down what is going to go into that seed station. So basically we got one tray, and each tray has 8 6-packs. Now there are 4 trays, so altogether that gives me 32 6-packs. I'm going to double it up in the seeds, and then what we're going to do there is we're going to kind of let the strongest one come up, the other one kind of has to go. So we're going to end up with hopefully 6 plants per 6-pack like we should, but we're going to plan out 12 per 6-pack. So altogether that's going to give us somewhere around 384 seeds, I think it is, total, and then it's going to give us, out of our 21 varieties that I've chosen for us to grow in our pepper collection this year, it's going to give us about 18 seeds per, and each variety, but there's some I have that I don't think I have 18 seeds for, so there'll be kind of some more of other varieties, and we'll have to kind of move that out as I start planting them out, and I'll get that figured out. But so, you know, basically at that point, this point in time, we've got to choose which varieties exactly we're going to put in there. So as I said, I've got 21 total that we're going to grow this year out of a lot I had to choose from. Some from people I've gotten seeds from in the past that I've grown and saved seeds that we're going to be regrowing again this year. And then we're going to try some other varieties that I also bought through the mail at some of my favorite seed companies, and a couple of varieties I think I just picked up at the store, wanted to kind of see what was going on with. And then one I want to just kind of make a shout out real quick to Christopher up in Norway. His channel is Christopher Brandsdal. He's MTM Garden, and just absolutely wonderful. He sent me a whole bunch of seeds to put into our seed collection this year. So those are going to be really, really exciting to check out. I can't wait to see how like all of them come out when we get all done with this, because I think the pepper collection is going to be really great this year. I did some really good stuff, had some really good ones. We kind of cut out some of the ones that I tried last year, and we're going to kind of get into some new varieties with that. But all together, you know, we're going to have a whole bunch to get going with here. I'm going to take you down. We're going to take a look at the actual varieties that I chose, and then we'll kind of go through with that real quick, and then we'll get to planting these into the cells and getting them up into the seed station and get them going. Hopefully we'll get them out pretty quick.
They've got some, just basically some jalapeno here that I've saved from last year. A really good variety of jalapeno I've grown for the last few years. Next up we've got from Baker Creek, which we've got a poblano, really great pepper. Love using it in a lot of things. So I'm going to grow out a lot of poblanos. I really like those along with my other sweet peppers because it's more of a very mild variety. So along with the jalapenos, but then we're going to get into some really super hots. Well, first, pretty hot. Chocolate habanero. We got a regular orange type habanero, and then the next up from that would be the Scotch bonnet, and also from Baker Creek, I've got Carolina Reapers that they have featured in their collection this year. So really excited about checking out how those grow. I tried growing a variety of these last year, and this is something you got to watch out for when you're ordering seeds online, is that a lot of times you'll go and find something, and I was really wanting to try those. I found them, they were really inexpensive, so I was like, oh, let me grab those up, give those a shot. They were not Carolina Reapers, so you got to really be careful. That's why I really went out for it, went with a company I really trust, Baker Creek. Absolutely excellent customer service, Baker Creek. And another, I want to feature this one too, and mind you, I'm not paid at all from either one of these companies. These are high mowing organic seeds, great company too. They have some awesome customer service there as well. We're going to be growing a lively Italian sweet orange pepper from them. And so that's going to be one of our sweets. A couple of the other sweets I got from another YouTuber a couple of years ago, I believe, or actually I think it was just last year actually, and I grew these out as a super heavyweight, just basically a green, large green pepper, green bell pepper, and they're huge. I mean, they're huge, huge peppers. And so I really grew out one really good and saved some seeds from it. So I'm really hoping that's going to work out well. So we're going to check that out and see how that goes. This has got another one. I'm not sure where it's from or whether it's Dos des Landes. So if I'm not even pronouncing that correctly, I'm sure. But this is a long, sweet pepper. It looks like a long, big kind of cayenne pepper, but it's sweet and it tastes awesome just eating it right off the bush. It's amazing pepper. We're going to be growing that. Hopefully we'll be successful with that again as we've saved the seeds, and we're going to be growing them again. Also I have a Cubanelle, couple of peppers, hot peppers that we're going to be trying from that I had ordered before and I didn't get a chance to plan out last year, so I'm hoping they'll work out. So we've got, you know, just some different, like a star of turkey. I've got a very hot 7-pot Jonah. We've got some what they call devil's brains. We're going to see what that's all about. And then of course from Christopher, as I mentioned, MTM Garden, he sent me out some varieties, and I'm going to have to get exactly where they are in the scale of peppers. Some of them I can obviously tell, you know, he sent me a nice cayenne, which obviously is going to be a kind of mild to hot, you know, pepper. And some of the ahis, which I've seen before on that other people have grown on some other videos that I've been able to check out. Those are really, really nice ones, so I'm really excited about seeing those. And these other varieties, it's just going to be great. It's going to be great to see how all of these go. So now what we got to do is start taking our labels. We're going to make out labels for all of our plants, and then once we've got all the labels made, I'm going to start popping them into the 6-packs, and then we'll when I get to that, I'll show you as we get going with that. So I'm just going to make up some labels real quick.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our seeds and we're going to put them into our 6-packs. And what I have here is we're just going to start off with, I believe we're going to just do poblanos. I've got the package right here. Our seeds out there. I believe I do got plenty of seeds to get 18 of them, so all we're going to do is put a couple in each of these. I already know with the poblanos I'm going to be doing 2 of these 6-packs at least, so I'll fill out 2 of these 6-packs with these. So I'm just going to decide what to do with the plants as they get a little bit bigger and we're ready to transfer them over into kind of a bigger solo cup type of situation that you see used all over the place by a lot of people. Okay, so basically we just got that. I'm going to just poke them down in there just a little bit. You don't need to
softly. No need to push hard or do anything like that. Just get them in real good. Cover them up real good. There we go. I'm going to set up our tag right there for it. Put that right back in there. Set up for our next one. Now at this point, I've already taken you through a couple of time lapses in this video, so I'm not going to go through all of this. I'm going to go ahead and get them all done, taken care of, and then we'll get back to at the plant station as we lower the lights and get it all set up. So I'm going to go get this all taken care of, and I'll meet up with you guys over there when we get this all set up.
You know, I was sitting here thinking while I was putting some of those seeds there in the 6-packs, and really thinking about the late start that I got this year with the peppers. You know, I really, as I mentioned before, I'd like to get these things into production as soon as possible. So that means getting a really good early start. So I usually do that right after the New Year starts and whatnot. But you know, things get in the way. You know, there's so many things in life and so many things that are out there kind of just step right in front of us, you know, kind of try to hold us back, keep us back from doing and accomplishing some of the things that we want to do. And, you know, I was really sitting there thinking as I was doing that, you know, about just how determined, you know, just being determined to get these things going, you know, and through a lot of inspiration I get from a lot of other people I watch out there in YouTube as well, people I listen to in other places, you know, and I really think about some of those things that come up as well, you know, and for the most part, everything I see is that, you know, just a really good determination to get things done. Don't let things get in your way. Don't let things stop you from doing the things you want to do. I'm getting started with this channel. We're getting started together here, the Urban Gardener. You know, we're getting started here and because I am completely determined to do so, you know, and that was what I was really thinking about. You know, it was just really kind of nice just to be sitting here, you know, kind of thinking to myself about how, you know, just being determined to do this and to get out here and get these things done, and what an accomplishment that is for me, you know. And at the same time, I think that's good advice for you, is to be determined. Don't let anything get in your way. All right. So like I said, I'll meet you back at the light station when I get this stuff done. That was just kind of a little thing I was thinking about. I kind of wanted to jump in there and share with you for a minute. Thanks. All right, so there we are. We got them all covered up and watered, set in. Everything's all set. As I said, we're going to wait until they pop up, and then we'll bring the lights down to where the covers are, and then after maybe a week or so under the covers, you know, we'll be able to bring them off as they start to approach the top. We'll take the covers off. We'll keep the lights right up on them. They're going to want to be right there. You don't want to have your lights up too high. You don't want your plants reaching up and trying to get to them and growing too tall. So we're going to try to keep them nice and short and stocky by keeping those lights right close up to them. But like I said, at the moment, we don't need to have the lights right there because they're underneath there for at least the next couple of days trying to germinate and root and get themselves started up. So we'll get those lights turned on in a couple of days. And as we get going along here, as I said, we'll keep you updated. We'll keep an eye out on what's going on with these peppers throughout the whole season. It's going to be a great thing to be able to watch from seed to fruit. And I hope you guys continue to join along with me on that journey with these peppers and all the other things that we got going on in the urban garden. And tons more things to come, man. I'm really excited about doing this channel. I'm really excited about you guys coming along with me. So far, everything's going really great. And please like this video, subscribe to this channel if you want to follow along with what's going on here with these peppers and other things that I got going on in the garden. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's been a couple of weeks since we seeded out the peppers. I just wanted to kind of get up underneath there and give you a little view of what's going on. Let's check it out. All right, so far most of the plants are doing pretty good. There are some failures, a couple that didn't really pop up, so there must have been something with the seeds. Really seeing a great success though with the peppers that I grew last year and saved the seeds from. Nearly 100% germination rate going on with that. So that's a real key. Remember, I mean, you're growing things that you can save seeds from. Save your own seeds. Your plants the next year and subsequent years from that are growing stronger because of I believe, and what I've understand is acclimation. So they're growing in this area, so the seeds produced that next year are more acclimated to where you're growing. So that's proven to be the case so far. I'm getting a great germination rate. They're looking very strong. So I'm really looking forward to some successes with those plants that I grew next year. So hopefully the other ones can tag along right behind them and we can get some good plants and we'll save some seeds and we'll have awesome plants again next year. So thanks for checking that out. Just a little update for you there on those peppers, and we'll see you again on the next episode. Thanks.
Try a different method that I learned about from a different YouTube gardener. All right, so we'll get those 6-packs started, and then we'll get. All right, this is gonna be fun to watch because there's a bunch of edits. This is gonna be totally crazy. All right, so